Picture this. One of you brings something up, a bank statement, a purchase, a question about savings, a normal conversation, and within 60 seconds something shifts. One of you gets defensive, the other pushes harder. What started as a conversation about numbers becomes something that feels personal, loaded, bigger than whatever you were actually talking about. By the end, you are not talking about money anymore. You stopped talking about money a long time ago. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you, because the reason that keeps happening has nothing to do with your budget. Most couples believe money fights are about money. The wrong decision, the overspending, the different priorities. So they try to fix the money problem. Spreadsheets, budgeting apps, agreements about who spends what. And the same fight keeps coming back. Most couples believe that if they could just agree on the numbers, the tension would go away. That belief is exactly why it never does. Money is one of the only places in a relationship where two people's deepest needs land on the table at the same time. Safety, control, fairness, trust. The numbers are just the surface. And until you can see what the fight is actually about, no budget is going to fix it. You have probably noticed that you and your partner handle money stress differently. One of you wants to deal with it now. The other needs to step back first. That difference is what makes the conversation go sideways before it even starts. We use a framework called the 4 communication styles under stress. Money is one of the clearest places to see them collide. The fixer needs to solve the problem now. Sitting with unresolved financial tension feels intolerable, so they push for a decision. The avoider needs to step away from the tension first, so they go quiet or change the subject. When those two sit down to talk about money, the fixer's push for resolution is the avoider's trigger to shut down. And the avoider's silence is the fixer's trigger to push harder. The fight escalates. Neither person understands why, and both of them feel like the other one is the problem. This is the part most couples never reach. The conversation usually ends before anything real gets said. One person shuts down, the other gives up. You agree to drop it, and the same fight comes back next month. What never gets asked is this: what does money actually mean to each of you? For one person, money means safety, a buffer between them and uncertainty. When that buffer feels threatened, it is not just financially stressful. It is frightening. For another person, money means autonomy, the freedom to make choices without having to justify each one. When that feels controlled, it does not just feel annoying, it feels like a loss of self. Two people can look at the exact same bank account and feel completely different things. Neither of them wrong, both of them needing something the other does not know to give. That is the real fight. Most people try to win the money argument. This stops it. Before you go into the numbers, ask your partner one question. Genuinely. What does this mean to you? If your partner wants to make a purchase and you are anxious about it, instead of going straight to why it is a bad idea, ask what it means to them. And then say what it means to you. Not as a counter-argument, as information. When both needs are in the room, the conversation changes. It is no longer you versus your partner on opposite sides of a number. It is both of you trying to figure out how to meet what you actually need. That is the whole shift, from a money argument to a real conversation. So back to that conversation that stopped being about money. Now you know what was actually happening. Two different stress styles colliding before either of you could get to the real thing. Two different needs that never got named. The fight was not about the number. It was about what the number meant. And that is a conversation you can have. We have a guide called How to Talk and Actually Be Heard that goes deeper on all of this. There is a tool inside called the Criticism to Request Conversion. It helps you take something like, "You always overspend," and turn it into something your partner can actually receive. because you always overspend is not something anyone can do anything with. I need to feel like we are building towards something together is. Link is in the description. We put one of these out every week. If it helped, subscribe so you do not miss the next one. There is also a free guide in the description. A good place to start.